Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of WP Product Talk. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're talking about fun, weirdness, and what kind of creative experimentation that keeps WordPress interesting. Our guest today is Nick Hamze. Hamze. I should have asked. Please pronounce your name when I pull you on here. And we're going to dig into why Nick builds the way he does, following curiosity instead of roadmaps, and how AI has become his enabler and his playground for pushing WordPress in fun and new directions. Let's get started.
This is WP Product Talk, a place where every week we bring you insights in product marketing, business management and growth, customer experience, product development, and more. It's your go-to podcast for WordPress product owners by WordPress product owners. And now, enjoy the show.
All right. Hi, guys. So I'm Ian Misner. I am a co-founder here at Kestrel, where we do a ton of WooCommerce extensions. I think you're muted.
I'm muted, and I'm muted, and now I'm Matt Cromwell, founder of WP Product Talk, co-founder of Give WP, and guy looking for his next best thing right now. And this is Nick somebody or other.
Yeah, Nick, can you help me with that? Actually, I really should have asked at some point.
Well, that's all right. Hamze.
Hamze? Okay,
Yeah.
Exactly as it's spelled. There's no magic. All right.
No.
I'll
Is
keep
it
that in
German,
there.
actually?
No, it's actually Lebanese.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
my dad was from Lebanon, so.
nice.
Cool. Yeah, I will throw out there my last name being Misner. People call me Misner, including somebody that was my boss for 4 years, and I didn't tell them until year 3. So,
Yeah.
it's sort of I'm used to it on my end, so I get it.
We had
why
a
was
guy
it-
at Give named Mateus, and he's from Brazil. And one day he introduced himself to somebody else right next to me. And the way he said his name, I was like, "Who? That's not your name." And so from then on, we always called him Frank, just because it was like,
Yeah.
we're never going to understand this guy's name.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So I do want to actually start off by giving a big thanks to Freemius, stepping in as the exclusive growth sponsor for WP Product Talk. Freemius is a merchant of record, handles everything around selling software, the payment, subscriptions, licensing, tax compliance. They let you take the time to build your own products.
Job. And the easiest way, folks, for you to help us out at WP Product Talk is to just hit that subscribe button. It only takes a second, and it really helps us. We are on a road to hit 10,000 subscribers, and you can help us right now. So thanks a bunch.
All right, and today we have Nick Hamze joining us to talk about the art of building for fun. So Nick, we want to explore a bit about what happens when you embrace the weirdness and creativity in WordPress. And if you could just get started by maybe sharing a little bit of what you worked on recently and what you're working on, so anyone joining in can get a sense.
Sure. What I work on is whatever strikes my fancy. Lots of random, weird, fun projects, and a lot of them are to scratch an itch I already have. So for my day job is I run a Pokemon store, selling Pokemon cards and all that. And so probably 90% of what I do is I need a feature for my my WordPress site, and then I just I ask the AI to build it for me, and it does. So
Are you in the Pokemon store right now?
I'm in my office. Yep.
And your office is also a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah, there's lots of the walls are full of cards, and if I was in the store, I would have gotten asked 5,000 questions. So I locked myself in my office, so hopefully they don't bother me.
Hopefully. Yeah,
We're
that's
kind of in the
cool.
middle of a blizzard right now, so I don't know how many people are going to brave the elements for their favorite cardboard, but we'll see.
Yeah. But tell us also, we were talking before we started just a little bit about your unique relationship with Automatic. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
So in 2012, so I actually went to law school and I became a lawyer, but I didn't want to do it. So I applied to Automatic, and I always thought it was funny because sometimes I pulled up my application was just I want to work there. I didn't have a resume, I didn't have a whatever. Like it was very loosey goosey back in the day. It was kind of fun, but for some reason, that was 2012, 2016. Whatever, 10 years later, like every once in a while, Matt would just like ask me a question or drop me a line. And so when they got Tumblr, I forget when that was, he brought me on to run their merch store, because that was kind of like always my thing when I did customer service, but I appointed myself chief swag officer while I was there, and so he knew that I had a passion for making WordPress stuff, and so I did the Tumblr thing for a while, and then now every so many months Matt gives me something else to do, so I've kind of become a consultant, I guess you call it, and so we're working on a bunch of weird, wacky stuff together, which is kind of interesting.
That's awesome. What's some of the most recent kind of things? I mean, for folks who aren't paying attention, recent kind of fun initiatives you've done a little bit vicariously through Automatic.
Well, the one we're working on right now is we're trying to like fold Wapuu into WordPress.org, because he's near and dear to my heart. I back in what year was that, when Wapunk came out in the is it the London WordCamp? I kind of got obsessed with him, and so I did an interview with Nauko, because she was the one that helped get him done. So I kind of got the story down of where he came from, and I made like a little, like before the Wapuu's guy went nuts. That guy's James. He did it better, but I did it first. But and so I've always been like a real fan of Wapuu. I have my own site, wapuu.blog, where I just make random Wapuu variations just for fun. And so I've always been a fan of him. But yeah, we're trying to figure out a way, because I feel like he's like the ultimate like community glue. Like, I love all the different regional variations, and he's fun. Like, I'm a little bit of a fan of fun. So we're trying to figure out a way to get him more ingrained in WordPress.org, so maybe people can realize that WordPress can be fun. It's not just a business tool or whatever. It's also somewhere you can post silly pictures of your dog, or your fan theories about your favorite show, like just wacky, fun, cool stuff.
I also love the fact that like Wapuu actually was like not a Automatic initiative at all. Like, it was like a community driven volunteer thing that just kind of organically happened, right?
Yeah, sure. That's all the best stuff that happens like that.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like it's not the longevity too. Like, how many years is he still going? You'll still see a WordCamp pop up, and they all have. I mean, there's one somewhere. I think it was somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in India, and they have like really cool Wapuu variations. I was like, this is fun, like stuff you never would have thought to do, then people just do, and I just really enjoy it. So yeah, so we're trying to figure out a way to make like a better directory of all the different ones. And I had a crazy idea, I don't know how many years ago, maybe we'll actually do it this time, but have like a like on-demand sticker store where you can order any of the different ones from past years. Because there's like been some fun ones that after the event is over, it's gone. Like, it'd be fun to bring back. Like, most of the Japanese ones I really love. Like, that's my like the Mecha Wapuu, and there's always been some like really, really fun, cool ones that I would love to see like have a second life after the event was over. But
absolutely, some old T-shirts too.
There's I mean, that's the thing on like with print on demand. It's so easy. Like, you can do anything. Like, there's no stopping us with just gotta.
There's an old, I think it was WordCamp Sacramento or maybe Orange County. The shirt just says "this one time at WordCamp ... And I love that one. That was one of my favorites.
And so actually, when I worked for Augmented the first time, they had a WordCamp T-shirt museum in the I think it was Hawthorne office. Basically, it was just like a nice little room, but it had like a whole bunch of framed shirts. And I think I actually and we were going to turn that into like a museum of all the different shirts, and then offer people like a print on demand way to order them. I think that website still exists. It's like museum.automatic.com. I can't remember. I
feel that a little bit of that like gotta collect them all vibe coming through.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I mean collecting things is so much fun. Like, that's why I do what I do with the store, because I just really enjoy the process of collecting. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, and connecting some of those dots too, I did see you tweeted recently about whatever they call X posts, whatever you did. The recently on all the the value that you've been able to make with the AI for your store, building your WordPress site up and all that, and just how much it would have cost you to do the old-fashioned way. Would you mind maybe sharing a little bit about what kind of things you've been building in that way?
Well, I mean, so the last week we built so most of our like the work that is involved is buying singles from people. And so usually there's like a whole bunch of disjointed like things. You can look them up in this app called Collector, and then you can post them on TCG Player. And so I got access to all the APIs. And so I built a system where it's an app that you basically type in the card number and they'll tell you what the price is. It'll apply our buying percentages. And then not only will it do all, like simplify all of that, like it does all the math for you. And it also will post it directly on TCG Player. So before we would buy the cards, then we just have a big box full of stuff and we have to go through and say, okay, I'm gonna look up this card. You'll basically look up the card again and then relist it. Now everything's done automatically. So the minute I buy it, it lists it online for sale. And then yesterday or the day before, I built the other portion which says take the order from TCG Player and take it to ShipStation and then bring it back into the tracking number back in. Like this stuff is like blowing my mind. Like it would literally cost tens of thousands of dollars if I could find, because not even about the money. I don't know if you guys have tried to hire somebody recently, but there's no freelancers left. Like there's no way to hire anybody to do anything. So even if you can find them, it'd be very, very, very expensive. And so like it built this app that's like is gorgeous. It is like it works perfectly. It's built on technologies I don't even understand. Because I don't really care. I just tell the AI, hey, I want you to do this. What's the best way to do it? And it will do it. So now it's built on Next and TypeScript. It's like, I don't really care what it is because all I have to do is just tell it what I want to do and it does it, which is like blows my mind.
I saw Mark Zemansky experimenting in that same way. He just redid his agency website, and he was like, yeah, I'm a WordPress guy, but like I was going into, I think he was in Claude or something, and it wanted me to do everything in Astro, and now his website is built in Astro. I don't even know what Astro is.
Yeah.
But now Mark Zemansky, who's not like a very advanced developer, I don't think. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, in the comments. But I don't think he's a very advanced developer. All of a sudden, he has an Astro-based marketing website. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's like this is like the like I maybe I don't want to get too philosophical, but like I honestly believe that like this is what I was meant to do with my life. Like I always wanted to be like a guy that made products or a developer, but I just didn't have the I don't know. I never could. I took every stupid course and this and that. I couldn't figure it out. But now it's like there's no limit. Like because I always had ideas. Like from day one, I've always had ideas. Like after I left Automatic, I think I don't even know how many different WordPress plugins I had built by people who would then get poached by big companies and then I'll lose them. But anyways, it was just so much fun. I don't know how many. I think I figured out once like $40,000 building. Like every time I had a cool idea and I had a little bit of money extra, I would just build it just for fun. And now like I built more in the last month than I have had in the last decade. It didn't cost me anything. Like I spent $20 on Cursor and that's it.
Yeah,
it just blows my mind.
Yeah,
the world we live in. I just love it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to hear too, like that. I mean, not having to worry so much about the tech and just, getting it done. But there's something about just the, the drive, like the fun, the creativity to just put stuff out there. And again, we were talking before we came on here. I myself, I haven't drove into using a bunch of AI stuff for like production apps, things we put out there into the world. You seem to be very prolific over the last month, a number of projects that we haven't even gotten to yet. What's your process like, idea to publish? Like, what does that actually look like? Is there even a process? Might be.
No, yeah. I mean, the process is like usually like there's like shower thoughts. I wake up and I'm like, hey, this would be cool to make. And then by the end of the day, before I go to sleep, it's done. And then half the time I don't even like if you saw my GitHub repo, I've made like 20 things that I haven't even like talked about or put anywhere because I'm like, that's actually the hardest part is distribution nowadays. Like it blows my mind how it's it's harder to get something in the .org directory than it is to make it. Like I can make it in less time than it takes to. That's why like I'm very, very passionate about figuring out a different distribution model because it just blows my mind that everything is the distribution side is the only thing that hasn't caught up with AI. Not even like on like the .org directory, but like in general, like how do you get things like out to people as fast as you can make them?
Yeah, it's interesting because GitHub is a distribution method as well, and there's no real barrier to entry there. You just push and it's there, but nobody's ever going to find it unless you do something about it. Whereas with .org, you put it on .org and people are searching for what they want there all the time. So things have changed. Like back in my day, it definitely was like if you build it and ship it to .org, you will get users in a relatively short amount of time. Nowadays, it's gotten harder. There's 60,000 plus plugins there. But nevertheless, like it is a place for discovery and where users can actually find your product or your plugin or whatnot there, as long as it's there and you have decent keywords and search terms attached to the README in one way or another. So that is one way to go. But right now, I looked at it the other day, 350 plugins are waiting for approval at the moment. And it just keeps going back up and down. Sometimes it gets up to 800 plugins waiting for approval, But I agree. I think there's ways that we can definitely automate that process so that those approvals can happen quicker. But at the same time, like, what does that result in? Like today, there's 60,000 plugins. Tomorrow, there's 2,000. I mean, there's 2,000 more, or like 20,000 more. It could be just a glut of trash. I don't know. There's pros and cons to it,
But I don't necessarily. People always like say that the reviews keeps bad stuff out. Like if you look at, I built this tool because there wasn't really a good way on it with AI. There really wasn't a good way to see like the newest plugins that were submitted. And like if you look at it, like these plugins made it through the review. They're X, Y, and Z. Like they're useless. Like there's so much ones that are just. So it's like I don't think the reviews are keeping. Like for me, I feel like you should let everything in as long as it's not a security risk, and then you should find ways to surface the good stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually just wrote I had my AI made me a script in Python, which I also don't know, but it took all the WordPress.org data to find the abandonment rate. So I made a post on my blog, and it's actually crazy. Like out of like plugins that have been around for 2 or 3 years, like the abandonment rate's like 50-60%. Like where people will never like, but again, you think about it. I mean, I put a couple plugins there recently. Like you don't get any installs just for existing. Like it's very, very difficult just for people to find your, especially like I wrote another post where I dug into all the different factors that they use to rank things. And most of them are things that you can't control. Like getting reviews is terribly difficult. Like no one signed up for WordPress.org. Like no one's like in their dashboard. Then they go to WordPress.org and sign up for an account and they leave a review. And so that's why most plugins have like 0 review. Like there's all sorts of things that I know we could do better. But like, I just don't think that's like you could just post it and hope for the best. Like it's not gonna. I mean, I did that twice. I actually have. I think I put 2 plugins out there, and I'll maybe get like 1 install a month. And like I have all the keywords filled out. I have all the things. I try to make things that were like semi broad, but with my weird little twist. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love the what did you call it? Hidden Gems is that plugin that you're talking about. Yeah. I installed it, checked it out. I think I gave you some feedback on Twitter or something.
Yep. And I think I forgot to implement it because I have goldfish brain, but
no. But I thought about like just submitting a PR for you if you could.
Yeah, please do. It's on there. Yeah, it's not.
I'll cursor it up and give you some PRs. But like,
exactly,
it's a great idea. It definitely is like a better way to find new rising stars and things like that. And I think there's a lot. It's a good validator that there's lots of room for improvement for .org for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, and that's that honestly. I mean, that's why I know like some people are just like, oh, burn it down. It's whatever. It's like, no, it's working fine. Yeah. I just want like a tweak. Like I just want like a.
There is a distribution problem somewhere in the middle, right? Because like as it gets easier and easier to put together very basic functionality, and like some of the plugins you can make with Claude Code in 20 minutes, right? Like you're going to see more and more people releasing the same thing. But then the repo does a very good job of surfacing like the big legacy, the plugins that have been around for 10 years and have built up a reputation and they haven't been abandoned. But how do you get from one to the other, right? That bridge between them. I actually have no idea. And I mean, that's kind of what I do here too, right?
Yes. So I think I'm making good progress on it, but I think the only solution is manual curation. Like I know that's the only I've been trying for I don't know how many a decade to I think Matt's open to it, but it's just hard to get the wheels of change on there. But like that's the only way you're gonna do it is that you just need to like that popular list or whatever featured. I forget what it's called. Whatever that thing is, the first thing you see when you install a plugin, like that has to be feature plugins that need to be featured. That's the only solution I see right now.
Yeah.
There's the Wapuu marketplace does something pretty cool because they have like a weekly newsletter that goes out and it's just plugin recommendations. And I mean, as far as I can tell, it's editorial, right? It's like somebody over at Automatic makes a list, and it's always like one of the big partners at the top. But then weird new stuff shows up somewhere on the list, and we've been in there a few times. You get installs every time it happens. It's maybe not a ton, but it's not nothing. And for somebody just getting started out, especially a new developer, those like 10 or 12 bonus installs might be the difference of them building it for 5 years or abandoning it in a month.
But could you imagine the number of people that would see? Let's say that's why it's like maybe the idea is stupid, but I just wanted to try it. Like, let's say you just featured a plugin for a day, and how many people hit that page? You know what I'm saying? I feel like you don't have to have someone opt into an email newsletter. You don't have to have it on a blog. Like, everybody who uses WordPress sees this page. I just feel like it's the most impactful thing you could try, and especially because like the list has been static for I don't know how long. Like, those plugins don't need any help. Like, no one doesn't know those. Everybody knows those plugins exist. Like, let's actually feature people that especially too, like, things like let's take me for example. Like, I want to make cool stuff, but if I keep releasing things and getting 0 installs, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Totally.
Think about how many cool people like left for greener pastures just because they didn't like, you didn't give them that what, I don't know what it is, dopamine hit of getting getting some installs and getting some traction. And
I will say, like, we talked to a lot of different founders and product creators and whatnot on the show, and like one thing that's just nagging me is like Nick really needs like a really great marketing co-founder. Like, you need a yin to your yang in one way or another, because like you're just like all innovation and all thought and like this like tons of outward energy. And if somebody could just like grab that and be like, all right, well, I know how to talk to customers based on what you're saying, like, it would be a really magic combination, I think. Because at the end of the day, that's the thing. Nowadays, ship it to .org. It's a great marketplace in general, but it's hard to really gain traction unless you have somebody who's constantly priming the pump, who's constantly pushing and trying to promote stuff all the time. Like, even your gems, your hidden gems plugin, super useful, fun idea. I think you probably got like 99% of all of your installs the day that you tweeted about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Nope. Yep.
And then 0 since then.
Zero,
But somebody else who's like passionate about talking about these things could run with that and be marketing it basically all the time, and you would see that install count jump up.
I mean, that's why I said it kind of like tongue in cheek, but like, I would love it if I could just make stuff and then give it to somebody else. Like, I just want it to exist. I don't care. I don't want my name on it. I don't need the credit. I just want to like make something that people use. I think that'd be cool.
You know what? We had a conversation recently with Rodolfo Migloni, and it was really similar. He was like, I've optimized my business around happiness. You have optimized your business around fun and things that you like, that you're interested in. But you and Rodolfo, I think, are similar in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, that's be cool if you ever figure out a way to like take all the solo developers and figure out like what they have like the 70s, like the super groups. You have all the people that are good at whatever. You have the great lead singer from this band and the drummer from this one, and you put them all together and then see what kind of shenanigans they can get up to. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, mashups.
I mean, there is something to be potentially said for really leaning into the open source of it all. If everyone actually rather than there being 10 or 12 plugins for one tool, everyone just leaned into one and put it all together. The financial incentives get in the way, of course, but that is that is potentially a solution to that whole thing.
But that's the fun thing. The WordPress world has lots of money. It's just it's not going to the right places. Like, you think all the money that's wasted, everybody fighting over the same keywords and like lining Google's pockets and this and that. It's like, why don't we just like all get together and say, hey, let's just build one central site that everybody knows where to get the cool stuff from, and let's all share the pie.
Have some fun.
Yeah. Fun. I mean, it's funny how like everybody thinks of my methodology as like, I don't know why it's so weird. Like fun is where your WordPress used to be. Like, nobody had like financial incentives. All the early days, everybody was just making stuff because they wanted to see if they could, or they wanted to fill a need for their friends, or like nobody had to think about what's my financial incentive to make this plugin or to support this plugin. Or,
well, I mean, because they had their financial incentives coming from somewhere else. They were doing client work, or they were employed somewhere, and they got to do all that stuff on the side. So it's not as if they didn't also have financial incentives. It's just that it wasn't tied directly to these plugins that they were shipping to .org, right?
I think we're also younger. I think our needs changed. So all you needed was some Diet Pepsi and pizza, and now we have to worry about mortgages and other stupid things. But
kids,
Yeah,
whatever.
the worst. Yeah, don't have kids. Make plugins. No kid, not kids. No.
That's a good
Try it
work
to
camp
do both.
t-shirt right there.
Yeah,
Make
there you
plugins,
go.
not
Yeah,
kids.
you guys can have that. Put it up in your merch store.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Now, do you have thoughts then on how you could sort of like reconcile that? Like, is there something, if the community has lost something, like, is there a way to really lean into the fun or the weirdness or whatever it is, and still build a thriving business? Like, do you have thoughts on what that could look like?
Well, I have thoughts on everything, but
Yeah.
I mean, the sad thing is I just don't know because I feel like we've done like almost a systematic way of pushing all the fun people out, and I don't know how we get them back. You know what I mean? Like today I was looking because my biggest problem is with themes lately is that I guess boring is a bad word, but it's just not my style. Like if you go to like Webflow and Framer and whatever, like all the stuff is like very like big, bold, and colorful, and it moves and it whatever. And so I was looking at the Ghost repo and thinking about that John O'Nolan. It's like, you know what, that guy was like passionate and whatever about WordPress. I don't know the details of why whatever, but I was like, how do you get all the people that left or like you ever heard of Statamic? I forget.
Mhm.
Jack McDade or whatever, like all these people that used to be WordPress people or like, and they're like really excited and whatever. And then when they couldn't find that like excitement in WordPress anymore, they went and did their own thing. It's like, what if you like gave people a way where they could stay in WordPress and still do cool, fun? Because I feel like now in like the WordPress world, it's all about what you can't do. Like, oh, you need to do this. No one's just like, just do whatever you want. Like, it's always like, I feel like it's just, I don't know. It's stifling for me. So that's why I kind of had issue with the theme review process or plugins or any of those stuff. Like I got jammed up for like 3 weeks because they said that all my hyperlinks had to be underlined. It's like, I get why you do it, but I don't want them underlined. Or they wouldn't let me have the theme because I used an AI image and they don't know if AI is okay. It's like, guys, like I understand why you have to have these rules, but like it makes it really hard for me to stay excited about the thing I made when these rules are shoved down my throat. But
it almost like creates the need for alternative distribution, which, it's just more work than it's worth for an individual creator anyways, right? Like you would rather, use
but the sad thing is it's not that much work and like the benefits I get, like let's say I want to be on WordPress.org because I'm on WordPress.org because of Matt, because he that's what he's passionate about is WordPress and the directory. But it's like if I was a regular person I would just go somewhere else because let's say I put something on WordPress.org, I'm more likely not going to get any installs just from being in there. Like just from being in the system, I'm probably like I'm always going to have to push. If I'm going to push, why not push my own thing where I have control over everything?
I think there is a difference too, though, between I think a lot of the things you're experimenting with are what we would call utility plugins, essentially, and there is a difference when it's like more like a platform plugin. There's not as much. There's a lot more search volume for things like that, and not as much serious competition for things like that as well. But I think it'd be really fascinating. I would love to see, like, if you were, super passionate and interested in something like a CRM or something like a CRM, a really simple, dumbed down WordPress CRM. That might get a lot more installs than all of your utility plugins combined in a relatively short amount of time. It's just, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah,
But
no, I mean that's probably true, but like I feel like the things that would get you a lot of installs already have a lot of things, and so I'm like, how are we going to get new things if we only like not incentivize, but if the only people that can get traction, the people that already make like not boring stuff, but you know what I mean, like the things that we don't need more
samey things that look the same, right?
Yeah.
And like even just that and actually, if you could elaborate a little bit on that story, you put together a theme. You were held up in theme review for a while, right? Just
I'm still held up. I'm never going to
still held up.
I'm still never
sharing a bit about that story. Then
yeah, I mean I again, like it's so frustrating because I don't like the theme. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like it's using, I don't even know. I can't even like insert whatever security problem is here. I don't know enough about coding to know what the problem is. All I know is that I go through theme check and it tells me what to fix, and I have cursor fix it. But like the two things that got held up were that all links need to be underlined, and I get it. It's an accessibility thing and whatnot. But like the fact that like I would never get it approved until I did that. It seems like there's like some really arbitrary things that I feel are like what do you call that? So I think what Claude helped me come up with is difference between guidelines and guardrails. And that the directory process is full of guidelines, which like someone decided it was a good thing, so everybody has to do it. Rather than guardrails, we're just like, as long as you guys aren't going to break someone's site or steal someone's data, do whatever you want. And that's kind of the my dream in life is that like. And then similar with the AI image, like I went through I don't know how many weeks and months and like the stupid like I'm being stubborn about it, but like I made this AI image and they said, hey, we don't. Like, first of all, you have to prove that you made it. Okay, how can I prove that I made an AI image? I don't know how. And then I was like, oh, then yeah, and then I even got Automatic's legal team on it, and I asked their head counsel, it's like, is there any problem with a GPL theme using AI image? It's like, no, there's no problem whatsoever, and especially because the problem they come down to is that is there like, could this be Creative Commons? And I was like, guys, there's two options. Either it inherently is public domain because we can't copyright it because it's made with AI, or I have some claim to it because I made it and I'm given. So if I say I have an image that's AI and I'm giving it into public domain, there's no argument it's part of the public domain. And if it's public domain, it should be allowed in the theme. And I was just like, yeah.
So given no constraints, like you shared a little bit that you would distribute elsewhere, like let's imagine Greenfield, you could distribute it any way you want. What is the idea? Like, is there a version of .org that would support it, or would you go do it your own way? Like, what would be the perfect outcome for that?
Yeah, I mean, my dream is if I could get .com to make their own theme directory. Because the problem is like I could put it on my site, it's not going to get any installs. Like I don't get any hits to my website anyways. Like I feel like the only way it would work is that a host has to like be the person that like disseminates it, because you need users, you need eyeballs, you need like there's no way to, because I feel like what else could there be, like Theme Forest? I don't know about any like place like that. I don't know where else people put things, but especially if it's free, like I don't know the best system. I mean, the best system is to fix the system we already have, but
right. Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, of course, accessibility is very important, but again, ranking things that meet the guidelines that .org wants to support higher is one solution. Keeping things that don't meet those guidelines is another. And the restrictive nature of it, actually, I mean, to be very blunt, it also goes against, what Matt says on stage as well, right? Like, we want WordPress to be weird. We want things that look very different. And there's the WordCamp Europe talk not that long ago about, like just having fun with it and, making things that literally wouldn't get approved by the .org repo was the ask.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so.
There is a fine, I don't know, there's a balance though, because like, I love it. It's like creative, innovative, fun. I love all those things. But like, there's also the fact that WordPress itself as a project has this perception in the world as full of bugs and not secure. And that's not because of the project, that's because of plugins. And that's that balance that we got to, like, how much do we push that envelope and then end up like hurting the reputation of the project itself? You know what I mean?
You mean like fun things are gonna hurt the, like, I mean, so like the review's not stopping bugs. Like people are still, that's like I hate to say this, but like I took the image out of my theme, and the minute it gets approved, I'm putting it back, because like I don't think they understand that when they only do an initial deal, it's not like you're stopping everything always. Like you might have stopped something, but there's still, people can still do whatever they want.
Yeah,
I feel like you're basically putting a lot of friction for no reason. Like I don't feel like it's doing, and I guess that perception you're not going to change. Also, the perception that I'm trying to change is that WordPress is boring, and WordPress is outdated. WordPress, I think that's way more harmful than the buggy, insecure. Because like that's almost more a function of the hosting. Because most of the time, like the host level deal can help with a lot of that stuff, even if the plugins are bad. But like
there is just a math problem here. So like if the average site has 40 or 50 plugins installed, and you're picking them out from just .org or wherever, the likelihood that you're finding something that isn't well maintained or even created by somebody with the intent of maintaining it over time goes up to nearly 100%. Right? Like every single site's going to have a problem on it if you have 40 or 50 plugins. It is just a math problem. My argument on that, though, is that the plugins are what WordPress is. The fact that you can go do anything and that you have the freedom to go break it is the whole point. And so all of these constraints and restrictions to try to prevent you from doing that just take away from like the core value of what it even is, right? So I don't have a question there. Mostly just I've been on a bunch. Yeah.
We're actually having a fun side conversation on Ian's X profile. Actually, I'm trying to see, like, it's kind of hard to bring some of this into this conversation, though. It's like we're having two different shows here. In the comments, we have folks asking about some of the controversial things that have been going on. I think that they're kind of leaning in on the spirit of GPL as related to, like, if you do really fun and innovative things, somebody who's boring and lazy can just like fork it and rip you off. Like, I don't know, Nick, does that resonate with you at all? Does that matter? Like, what do you think
Oh,
about that kind
I
of
don't
thing?
care. I mean,
Yeah.
that's if someone wants to go and copy everything I do, that's great. Who cares? Like, I'm never
Yeah.
worried about like, because also too, like people are always worried about like copycats or people that fork it. Like besides like WooCommerce, like there's no real successful forkers unless there's like you have some serious like marketing behind you, or like there's the first mover advantage is pretty important. But also, like, I one thing that really bothers me in the WordPress world is like how many people like argue about things that aren't really an issue. Like it might be an issue. Like I don't know how many problems are. Oh, we have to do this because this might happen. It's like it hasn't happened yet. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
I feel
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
that's especially like a lot of the .org stuff is like, oh, what if someone decides to do this? I was like, if someone decides to do that, then we'll handle it. Let's not make everybody suffer because someone might do something. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually would love to, to try to tie these things together for like the product builders that would be listening and all that. Like, so you're somebody who, you've really over the last couple of months dove in, both feet first into building as much as you can. You're having issues with distribution for a variety of reasons or whatever. But like, what would you like to see as like, what would your advice, what would you like to see to make that? I don't even know. Matt, do you want to help me here? See where I'm trying to get to? Yeah.
Like, how would you encourage product owners or product creators to think more like you're thinking, Nick? Like, how do we get some of that energy and some of that creativity into the product space? Because I hear what you're saying. Like, there is a negative side to just constantly being incentivized by revenue and profits and things like that. But that's who our audience is. That's everybody here is trying to build stuff for a living and make money here, but it doesn't have to be an either or. What's your take there, Nick?
yeah, I'm not necessarily against like I mean, because I'm an entrepreneur myself. Like everything I
Yeah,
do is like at the end of the day, like but I feel for me the creation process is more about getting impact that you can hopefully make money on later. And so that's like for me, that's why like I don't make any of these things hoping that I'll never like if something turned into like a big profitable thing, great. Like if something turned into something that got a million installs, that'd be fantastic. But like I don't want to start the process worried about that because I feel like that's how things like get. Because again, like the only like surefire way to make something like successful is to emulate someone that has already successful. Like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if I want to make money in the WordPress space, I would go do a contact form or a page builder, or you know what I'm saying? Like all the things that already have lots of users, lots of demand, lots of money going into it. And so I just want people to keep an open mind about making things that don't exist yet.
yeah,
And I think there's a lot of opportunities in those spaces. But again, same problem with distribution because like you can't if I make something that no one's searching for because they don't know they should search for it yet.
yeah,
Like that's like the hardest like thing for me is like how do you fix that problem? And again, it's
yeah,
not hard because I know I could fix it. I could fix it in 3 days if they gave me the reins of
yeah,
.org, but
yeah, yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
happened yet.
Let's do that. I would love to see that happen. Um, you're reminding me a little bit of Derek Ashauer. I hope he's watching. He has a really fun product, WP Confetti. Have you ever seen that? Um,
I think I might have seen him post about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it basically it's like being able to trigger confetti in whatever way you want on your website,
yeah,
like just based on a class name or something like that. I forget
uh-huh.
exactly how it's triggered, but he definitely has other products because he can't make money off of WP
Yeah,
confetti. Um, but still, what he did recently, he had a Black Friday sale, and he had a big Black Friday banner at the top, and it had a button that says "Activate your Black Friday coupon now." And when you click on the button, it takes you to a new page, and then it blew up with confetti and was like,
Uh-huh.
"Congratulations!" And it was like bringing in his fun confetti product into his more boring conversion bridge oriented product
Yeah.
to kind of celebrate. I thought that was a cool, fun
That's
idea.
fun. But I think it's for me, what I got out of this anecdote is that like it was such an anomaly that you remembered it when like lots of other platforms, the fun stuff is like all the time. Like it's not like a once of the year special feature. Like they make sure that like clicking a button and going to a different page like is always fun. That's why like I want so bad to like get people to get excited about that. Like
Yeah,
they're like especially the micro interactions. Like that's what like really bothers me about WooCommerce is that it's so static. Like there's not even
100%.
sometimes they don't even have like hover effects. Like the buttons are just like other buttons. Like you click them, it looks like a button. Like they do crazy stuff and they move and they just
Yeah,
want. But
kind of
yeah,
like the Post Hog website. Have you seen that?
buddy, that's the coolest thing I've seen in my entire life. That is
It's
like so much fun.
amazing.
And that could be totally done in WordPress. There's no
Yeah.
like we could make all those like whenever I see a website like that, I think about all the blocks I would build. Like okay, I'll turn that into a block, that into a block. Like I bet
I
we could
mean,
knock it out on a weekend. I think that would be so
that
cool.
that theme would also not get approved though,
No, it
right?
would not. No, not in the slightest. No. But again, I don't want to be like this. I'm being too critical because I hate it that every time like someone says something, it's like, oh, that's because Matt's the devil and WordPress.org should be burned.
No.
It's like no. I'm just like I know it could be better, and I just wish we could have a conversation about it because it seems
Yeah,
like
no,
the
and
status
I wanna say,
quo is bothering me. And everybody,
and I was, as much as I'm like leaning into some of the complaints, is I find them interesting. It's like the presence that you have in the community is very clear. That the fun and interesting things and bringing it to the forefront is helpful. And even myself, like when I pay attention to the stuff you're doing here and there, it always kind of reminds me to break out of some of the patterns and try to mix in some of the cool fun stuff. So I think it's great, and I think there should be more of that. I think more than anything, what this conversation's saying to me is that for users of WordPress, we need to do a lot more to help with the discoverability of these fun and quirky and
Yeah.
weird things. And
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that. I think that it's a clear. I mean, I'm sure that's not news to you, Nick. I think that's kind of what you're
Yeah.
up to. But yeah,
I'm working on it. I'm really because again, Matt's all for it. Like I think we were just talking the other day about how we're working on he wants to do like a WordPress Wednesday, like a post that basically surfaces these plugins. And I was like, I think that's cool, but like I want it in the dashboard. I think the dashboard is like really where you're going to get the most impact. But I think we'll start with something small and hopefully because again, like there's no downside. The users are going to like it because like finding plugins is hard. Like I don't think like that's why I hate when people tout the 60K numbers. Like that's not comforting. That's like trauma inducing. That's like panic inducing. Like why would somebody want to dig through 60,000 deals to find the thing that they like?
That's a lot of noise. Yeah.
That's why too. Like I feel bad because there's a lot of like really good plugins, but I haven't installed a plugin in a month. Every single time I want anything, like it could be something as simple as a contact form. I just go and build it. It like blows my mind how easy it is to do.
Yeah.
Especially like people say, there's security, this, that. Like if you tell it to not, like again, if you don't give it any constraints, it's going to give you garbage. But if you like run it through the plugin check and you go and say, hey, I made my own MCP server that basically says, these are all the best practices. Every time you do anything, make sure it adheres to this. It's going to make good stuff. It's going to make good code.
What I love about this, I love it, Nick. This is a really simple idea, like a plugin highlight of the week or something or I don't know the best way to say it, but if there was a dashboard widget that was like quirky, weird plugin of the week or something like that, it would totally have something like a product hunt type of effect on that plugin.
Yeah.
Like if that's suddenly surfaced on the dashboard of millions of websites, like all of a sudden that plugin goes through the roof, especially if it's like a dashboard that like showcases it in a nice way with one of their first screenshot that they have in the repo or something, and you could just click install right from the dashboard. Oh my gosh!
I mean, what if it's showing this first screenshot? It showed a playground deal. Where you could actually try it out without even have to go in and do anything. How fun that would be!
I would do both buttons. One is playground, one is install now. Nick, let's build that widget like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like,
after this call, I could build it. I built so many dashboard widgets. Like it's not even funny how many ones that never saw the light of day because I was just like, actually, that's one of my first one of my only I say successful. I still lost a bunch of money, but like I think it was like 7 years ago. Right when the block editor came out, I made a program called Mission Control, and it basically blocketized the dashboard. So you could just like you basically open up a page, add as many blocks as you want, and they would show up as the desk. I think I sold like I don't know 6 copies or something. I thought that was amazing, and then someone actually bought it from me. They paid me what I had in development costs. So that was crazy. But like, yeah, know how easy, fun that like I feel bad because the what's that news and whatever widget that's on there now. Like
Yeah,
I never look at it or click on it because I'm never leaving the house, and like most of the blogs there are like very like procedural. Oh, this is an update, or this is a developer-y thing. But like, could you imagine if it was just literally like people like look forward to opening their dashboard to see what the new recommendation for plugin was that week? I think that'd be so much fun.
If you build that widget, dashboard widget, I will be your first contributor, and we can curate plugins, and it'd be awesome.
Put it in hidden gems. Keep it all in one.
I forget what I called it. It was something weird, but I made another plugin where basically you can once you install it and then you give it a JSON file, it will go and change the feature list to whatever plugins are listed in the JSON deal. So I already have all the underlying deal there to pull all the information out of the API, and it'd be really easy. But that's what I wish more hosts would do. Like I feel like curation as a service is like really important. I tried to get the Jetpack guys to do it, but I don't think they're taking me seriously. But anyways, like it'd be fun if I get like a plugin offers you curation suggestions. Like I think that would be like a super fun thing that I would love if someone just told me what the best things for do. I would think that like a really nice added benefit, because like everyone wants to like give you like oh, this is a service, this is whatever. It's like, just tell me what to do. Like I love it. Like that's my favorite thing about AI. It's like I'll just ask it a question and it tells me what to do, and I like it.
We have a comment here on X from Troy Chaplin. He says that idea requires a "Let's Get Wacky" button that returns a random plugin, like Google's "Are you feeling lucky" button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially if we had a subset of plugins. I don't want them installing some random something, but that'd be cool.
Yeah,
like plugin roulette. You just go and push the button, and actually pick a category so that you get something like, let's say you're a person that's like does like you pick like I'm a podcaster, and say, okay, great, we're gonna install your random podcasting plugin and see if it's something you would have you would use. No, that'd be cool.
Honestly, the other thing this is reminding me of is product folks. They honestly just don't have enough unhinged conversations like this one. Honestly, like just being able to just banter with somebody about ideas and about like problems they're facing and the way that they want to like tackle them. Like we're so often just in our own world, just like our own minds are our own worst enemy. And it's like, oh, I have this idea. Oh, that idea sucks. And then it's like, now it's gone and forever gone. Instead of like speaking it out with a trusted friend and just talking through it together. I love it. I think that's
my biggest pet peeve. Whenever I always give people unsolicited feedback, and their biggest thing is when someone kills an idea without even trying it. Like, oh, I don't think this will work. It's like, you don't know. Like the test everything. Like that's my biggest thing. That's why like it's fun to go and like make things that you would never pay someone to make. Like I can see if it has any legs before I go and spend a lot of time and effort. Like I just feel like everything should be especially like, let's say I want to talk about curating the directory. It's like, you know what? Give me 1 week and let's try it. If it doesn't work, you can go back the way it was. I'm not saying change things forever. I just don't understand why more people aren't just like, let's try it. Let's just see what happens on every aspect of WordPress. But.
Yep, I like it. I think it's worth doing. Especially, I mean, I think a lot of folks would be like, you're messing with like 40 billion websites when you change things on .org. But it's like, you know, these things. It's one of those. What's that matrix about like risk versus how easily can it be reversed and things like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. It can be reversed like that. Like test it out. Is it going to break everything? It's not going to break everything. But can you easily reverse it if it is problematic? Yes, absolutely. So why not try it? You know.
Yeah. I mean, especially the featured tab, like putting it back the way it was, showing 8 plugins that people already know about. Like it's not. There's no downside. Like let's say you show them like 8 new plugins that nobody cares about. Like what's it going to hurt them? Like they have already seen 8 plugins that they don't care about. Like it's I feel like again, it's one of those things that like everyone's like, oh, we can't do this because what if happens? Like, guys, let's stop obsessing about what's going to go wrong. Stop obsessing about the edge cases that are never going to happen. Like, but
we've got another comment here real quick from on YouTube from Rob DeHaven. He says most developers are just that, developers. They don't know how to market their idea or products, so it's minimalist on showing how it works from a user's standpoint. That's what we were talking about earlier with Nick, is like so many WordPress folks out there. You just got to pair up with somebody who's very different from you in one way or another, and then have these unhinged conversations. Because it's that pairing of Nick's really hyper energy creativity paired with like Alex Denning's like data driven, like level headed approach. I mean, put Nick and Alex together in a room, it would be amazing. It'd be really cool.
And that's one thing too. Like, how do we get more people that are like creative and have energy? It seems like the community is very full of very like level-headed, data-driven. Like, you need that, but like there's none of the other people. Like, where are all the other people hanging out, and how do we find them? How do we get them excited about? Because I'm not saying my way is like, there has to be a happy medium. Like the way it is now and my way are polar opposites. Like, find a way to meet in the middle. Find a way to make like I don't need it to be complete anarchy, but it also can't be complete snooze fest either. So
have you met Carl Alexander?
Is that the Gravity Forms guy?
No, that's Carl Hancock. Carl Alexander. You get Nick and Carl in a room, and the conversation will never end. Nick, you got to meet Carl Alexander.
Yeah, but if we're gonna get in the same room, he has to come to South Dakota because I don't go anywhere anymore.
Okay, he travels a lot.
So. Well, that's good. Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Sorry, Ian, we're going way off.
I wanted to jump on to one last point that's based on what you were saying there, Nick, on the happy medium. There's this thing that I think maybe ties together a lot of what we're talking about, and I've been experiencing this with even like the Woo marketplace, which is a lot smaller. There's this sort of like sense that the community can go do things, but we all sort of like point to Automatic or with a WordPress project or whatever and ask them to do it instead. What is the happy medium for something like hidden gems or replacing the featured, or is there a version of that you could distribute on your own that get people behind you in the community without relying on like the big ship to adopt it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I don't think there's any possibility of me, because I only have like 200 Twitter followers, so it's probably not going to be but I think it has to be like I think it always has to be the hosts. I think that's always the deal, because that's where all the people start. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the big pocket of people. That's the people that are actively making sites, and so yeah, I think that's what I would do. Like, that's my dream in life, is to like I use Pressable, and I was like, I wonder if I could partner with them to do something. I mean, again, too, I don't know how people let me inside other people's dashboards, but know how cool that would be if, like, instead of like messing with the dashboard widget on everyone's site, just on Pressable dashboards, I could go and try the widget thing and see if the plugin recommendation thing on the dashboard widget, see if it works.
Yeah, I would love to see that, honestly. And Marcus here, just props to Nick for the way he's thinking about how to shake things up lately, though. I think that really sums it up. And you say you only have 200 Twitter followers, but you are making an impact across the community. People are seeing the work you're doing, and it's at least raising the right questions at minimum, and hopefully more, but definitely it's been a big help there. And Rob here as well. I didn't know who Nick was before today.
Oh man, I'm not famous.
He tunes into the show to learn and find new things. I mean, that someone like Rob probably would benefit a lot from really seeing what you're up to and embracing that. So please keep going. I guess that's
that's the plan.
Yeah.
Oops. Nice.
I mean, that's the fun thing. Like, back in the day, whenever I would like dip out of the WordPress world because I ran out of money to pay developers, but now I don't need to pay anybody anything. So. Yeah,
absolutely. And I actually, that does get us. So as we kind of wrap things up, we always like to end each show with a roundtable question. So if anyone's watching this, there's feeling stuck, overthinking their next product idea, or maybe more importantly, they're worried if it's going to make enough money. What's your advice for that person just getting started?
That's a
or
tough
who's
one.
forgotten to have fun with it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's why I feel like so over the last 10 years, I've had like I don't know, like 4 or 5 different businesses, and they all ended up doing okay. But like all the businesses that failed is because I tried to make money from day one. Like I feel like if you don't enjoy the process, when things get hard, you're gonna bail.
Mm,
So that's why I feel like for me, it has to be fun first, and then I have to figure out how to make money with it later because that's the hardest thing is to like so most of the last decade was spent in the print on demand world. My brother had a company called T Launch. It basically was like it's like Printify or Printful, like the guys that just connect up factories with people who want to make things. And like every single time when someone says, "Hey, I want to make money," they're gonna fail. But if they say, "Hey, I want to go and like serve," like let's say I'm into like classic cars, I want to make cool, fun stuff for me and my friends, and then see if that turns into something. It always ends up better than the person who's like sole focus from day one is to make money. Because then when you don't make money, you're like, I'm getting nothing out of this. Like,
Awesome.
so
Yeah, Matt,
that's
how
what I
about
would
you?
try.
Yeah, I think my best advice for folks is to think about sparks of joy for your customers. I really like the example I cited earlier from Derek Ashauer and his confetti um, product. I think that can bring a lot of joy as well, a lot of fun as well. Is to put yourself in your customer's shoes and think about how can I just make this experience more enjoyable in one form or another. How can I make this whole um, uh, aspect or this feature set not be so painful for my customer? Just thinking about it from their perspective and the way in which you can improve it, and even make it fun, like with confetti or whatnot. Or we keep saying like little sparks of joy is the way we set it at Give a lot. I think that's a great way to be creative and have a very UX oriented perspective on your product.
Yeah, and I mean, my advice is going to be relatively similar. I will say, though, to try to zero in on something specific, uh, I was actually going to say something very similar to Nick originally. Is just go do the thing you actually want to do. But I think that for myself in my business with Kestrel, I really enjoy just getting on calls with customers, people that work with our products, and getting them excited about what they wish they could do, or the building itself is fun and all, but finding that joy in even one person and just being able to solve the problem for them can be a lot of fun. And if you get enough of an audience where you can do that once or twice a week, you'll end up building products that grow just on, maybe it's not the thing you're most excited about, but you can find that in other people pretty easily as well.
Love it.
All right. So that's a wrap. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Where should people go to find you online?
It's probably I usually post on X under sorta iconic, but I'll be rebranding soon so I don't become a hypocrite after I found out iconic exists. But I think I also have a website at iconic.io that I sometimes post to. But telling people about stuff I do is kind of boring for me. So maybe I'll have to get a publicist and they can work on that stuff, and I can just keep making cool stuff.
Yeah, no, and Alex Denning is a good choice. Talk with him, try it out. And if you're enjoying these shows, folks, do us a favor and again hit that subscribe button. You're probably seeing it because you found it somewhere else. Hitting the subscribe button tells the algorithm that it should show these streams to more people who are into building WordPress products. So we do really appreciate it. And special thanks again to Freemius for helping us grow that audience.
Absolutely. Next week, also, I'll be chatting with co-host Zach Katz, and we'll be talking with a longtime friend of mine, Nathan Tyler. We'll be talking about positioning for products that is not quite so obvious.
Awesome. Thank you.